They once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been
with the series, with the film.
I mean, I think the intention is to give a more full-bodied experience to what happened, from the people that agreed to sit down and to participate. And I feel like the film asks a lot of questions, maybe more questions are asked than answers given.
What we're about to break down isn't just another celebrity real estate headline. This looks like a last-minute effort to erase a property that may be hiding more secrets than its owner ever planned to expose. And the timing couldn't be more precise. While Sean Diddy Combs sits in a New Jersey prison serving a 50-month sentence for transporting individuals across state lines for private encounters, his $61.5 million Beverly Hills mansion, the same estate raided by federal agents in March 2024, has quietly disappeared from the market. Not because buyers vanished. Not because of financial pressure. But according to insiders, because what's inside those walls is too dangerous to let anyone else see.
About this very public, long-standing feud that you've had with Sean Combs. So what brought you to this project?
Well, I just want to make really hit television. I like the idea of it being exciting, and I picked this project and started working on it about 5 months before I found Alex. And I know that she has the artistic integrity that it would take to make it.
The timing couldn't be more dangerous. Only months after Diddy's conviction on solicitation-related charges, following federal raids on his Los Angeles and Miami properties that reportedly uncovered hidden cameras and suspicious substances, 50 Cent has shifted the spotlight toward Jay-Z. He's hinting that their long-standing bond may have been built on deception. Allegations are swirling that their public images, hypermasculine personas, headline romances, even staged feuds were all part of an elaborate cover. If even a fraction of this is true, the fallout won't stop at reputation. It would hit finances, legal structures, and cultural history. These are two men who shaped generations of music, fashion, and Black entrepreneurship. If their partnership was a performance, the real question becomes, who knew, who stayed silent, and what else is still hidden behind gated estates?
I think that they don't want, if they was in any of those freak-off tapes, if they played a part in any of those Diddy sessions, they don't want it to get out to the general public to make a...
For years, this sounded like industry gossip. But the documentary was teased directly by 50 Cent himself, who's been dropping breadcrumbs for a long time, from mocking Diddy's legal problems to openly questioning Jay-Z's silence after the raids. Remember the deepfake video he posted last December, placing Jay-Z's face onto Lionel Richie's "You're" with the caption, "This the message Jay-Z sent me when he realized he's not in the Diddy doc?" Back then, it felt like just another jab in their long-running rivalry. Now, with reports of a second installment in production, the joke feels far less harmless. Because this time, the project isn't only revisiting Diddy's past, it's pulling Jay-Z into the same storm. And the legal risks are massive. Diddy's team has already threatened lawsuits over the first documentary, calling it a disgraceful hit piece built on stolen footage. If Jay-Z is tied to similar claims, the legal response will be fierce. And the timing matters. In October, a Jane Doe lawsuit accused both men of assault at a house party in 2000, when she was just 13.
We do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit.
That case was amended in December to name Jay-Z directly, a move his team immediately labeled as blackmail. His public denial was swift. His attorney stated that the intent was to pressure him into settling, but instead it hardened his stance. Still, settlements aren't the only concern. If 50 Cent's documentary digs into their early years, it revisits a time when both men were facing serious legal trouble, Diddy's nightclub shooting in 1999 and Jay-Z's stabbing case the same year. Back then, they were young, powerful, and protected by an industry that shielded its kings. Today, those shields are cracking. Federal agents have already seized footage from Diddy's homes. If similar material exists connecting Jay-Z to those same circles, the implications go far beyond scandal. Old cases could be reopened. New ones could emerge. And the reckoning wouldn't stop with the men at the center. It would extend to everyone who helped protect them.
I don't think they are scared of him. I think they more so they don't want him to embarrass their reputation and things that they've been known for. You understand?
What makes this situation even more volatile is the money. Jay-Z isn't just a rapper. He's a billionaire with interests spanning the NFL, NBA, and a massive beverage empire built on his image as a self-made titan. Diddy, even from behind bars, still controls media assets and maintains loyal allies despite multiple lawsuits. But loyalty has limits. History shows that once the first domino falls, the rest collapse quickly. And 50 Cent isn't just talking, he's positioning himself as someone with proof. Remember his Instagram post about paying top dollar for tapes from Diddy's infamous freak-off parties? According to sources close to the production, he's been gathering statements from former associates, security footage, and financial records that allegedly link both men to the same shadowy activities. If those tapes exist, and given reports of hidden cameras found in Diddy's homes, they wouldn't just be damaging. They'd be catastrophic. And that raises another question. Who else gets caught in the fallout?
If that's part of the indictment, that's somewhat like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the freak-offs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're gonna do it again. That ain't gonna make it with the government or nobody.
The raids and lawsuits didn't happen in isolation. This allegedly involves a network that includes athletes, politicians, and A-list celebrities, people who attended those parties, signed NDAs, and now have every reason to panic. When federal agents raided Diddy's LA mansion in March 2024, they reportedly seized more than weapons and substances. They found video footage that has never been made public. If Jay-Z was even loosely connected to that world, the ripple effects would be unprecedented. Behind closed doors, phones are ringing, lawyers are being hired, and alliances are being tested. Because this isn't just about two men, it's about an entire system that's operated for decades under one rule. What happens inside the inner circle stays there. But 50 Cent isn't following that rule. And neither, it seems, are federal investigators. Consider the amended 2024 lawsuit where Jane Doe described being assaulted by both men while a third woman watched. That allegation suggests coordination and pattern, not isolated behavior. If the documentary connects this to the freak-off parties described in Rodney Lil Rod Jones's lawsuit, where guests were allegedly recorded without consent and power was weaponized, then this becomes more than misconduct. It becomes a machine. One allegedly built, protected, and sustained for years. Jay-Z's silence on the documentary rumors isn't accidental, it's strategic. But damage control only works if the story can be contained.
As I said, never before seen footage of the days leading up to his arrest. Can you just talk a little bit about, was there anything that surprised you from that footage?
The footage, well, I mean, I think it's rare to find someone who's being, talked about all over the country. All eyes were on him, so to speak. And it was really interesting to see his last days of freedom.
And 50 Cent isn't just telling a story, he's weaponizing it. The first documentary included footage Diddy's team claims was stolen, including scenes of him ranting in a hotel room shortly before his arrest. If the sequel features similar material involving Jay-Z, the legal battles will be brutal. But the real war isn't in court, it's in public opinion. Once the narrative is out, control disappears. And 50 Cent knows this. He's forcing a conversation the industry has avoided for decades: complicity, silence, and the cost of protecting powerful men. Diddy is currently serving his sentence at Fort Dix, with the release date moved up to May 2028, earlier than expected, with little explanation. Jay-Z, meanwhile, has kept his distance, avoiding public commentary. But the documentary could change everything. Because if even part of these claims are supported, the impact won't just touch their pasts, it will hit their present empires. Rock Nation. Bad Boy. The brands and endorsements tied to their reputations. In an industry where perception equals currency, that kind of collapse can't be stopped by legal threats.
How do you know I'm not a gangster, or used to be a gangster? I've been in the music industry for 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, the industry's filled with gangsters.
There's another layer that can't be ignored: the women. Not just the accusers, but those who stood beside these men. Beyoncé's name has inevitably surfaced in speculation, not as an accused party, but because of her long history within these circles. She and Jay-Z began dating around 2000, the same year Jane Doe alleges the assault occurred. The same era when Cassie Ventura claims she was coerced into degrading situations while Diddy watched. These overlaps are hard to dismiss. If the documentary connects these dots, the fallout won't be limited to the men. It will raise uncomfortable questions about what others knew or chose not to see. So far, neither Jay-Z's team nor Netflix has commented on the documentary's existence. But the silence is loud. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. It could unravel one of the most powerful alliances in music history. And if 50 Cent's claims hold any weight, this isn't just a tell-all. It's a detonation. Once it drops, there's no rewind.
A girl, and he was asking about her, and then he was asking me stuff like, would you be interested in, like, somebody watching? He was just asking some really, really bugged out questions. And I still have those emails. I still have all that, So, like, that's one of the things that I was going to include in the book. I'm just trying to figure out.
The machinery of silence around Diddy and Jay-Z didn't form by accident. It was engineered. The blueprint is visible in sealed settlements, vanished lawsuits, and the way money makes problems disappear. Take Cassie Ventura's case, explosive accusations, resolved in under 24 hours, followed by an ironclad confidentiality agreement. That wasn't justice, it was a transaction. When Jane Doe's lawsuit named Jay-Z, his team didn't just deny it, they called it blackmail. In this world, accusations aren't only fought in court, they're buried under cash, pressure, and careers too big to fail. The real question isn't just what happened, but how many people helped ensure no one ever found out.
You know what I'm saying? You're involved with corporate America, but your involvement is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get paid every 2 weeks. No, I do. You know what I'm saying? Before we do anything, man, congratulations on the residency.
Thank you, man.
Hey, bro, that residency says 50 Cent presents.
Yeah.
And then there are the NDAs. Rodney Lil Rod Jones's lawsuit alleges guests at Diddy's parties, including high-profile figures, were required to sign strict agreements before entering. That's not about privacy, it's about control. If Jay-Z was part of that ecosystem, even indirectly, similar documents could exist with names no one expects. NDAs work until they don't. And with federal investigators combing through Diddy's empire, those papers could become some of the most dangerous evidence of all. Jay-Z's billion-dollar brand isn't just built on music, it's built on trust. Rock Nation represents more than artists. It represents an image. If that image cracks, sponsors won't hesitate. We've seen it before. And if Jay-Z is linked to allegations like those surrounding Diddy, the financial dominoes could fall fast.
We haven't seen the indictments yet. There's been some time lag. I suppose it will take some time to go through all the forensic, evidence.
Beyoncé becomes the ultimate wild card. Not because she's accused of anything, but because of proximity, timing, and shared history. She's a global icon with her own empire and a fan base that would fiercely reject any association with this darkness. But if the documentary even hints at awareness or silence, the backlash wouldn't stop with Jay-Z. It would engulf the entire power couple narrative. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal troubles continue to mount. His conviction was only the start. New probes are opening, and his aggressive legal strategy is harder to maintain from behind bars. Even if he wins appeals, the damage is irreversible. And if Jay-Z's name appears in files, videos, or NDAs, Diddy's problems become his problems too. But there's still a third player, the silent figure who knows everything. A former lawyer. A manager. Someone still inside the circle. In scandals this large, the biggest revelation always comes from the least expected source.
As far as, is he going to turn people in? Is he going to cooperate? If the federal government wants him to cooperate, and they're going to cut his time, because right now he's looking at 15 to life. With all the charges he won't get out till 70 years old. He about 70. That's when they start talking about letting him.
And finally, consider the timing. Diddy's release date moving up to May 2028 may be coincidence, or it may not. His team publicly condemns the documentary while quietly negotiating behind the scenes, trying to contain the narrative before he walks free. But narratives slip, especially when alliances fracture. If Jay-Z's team decides distance is the safest move, decades of loyalty could collapse overnight. Because at this level, loyalty is just another currency. The documentary isn't just a story, it's a test. For the industry. For fans. For everyone who benefited from the myth. If even half of these claims are true, the reckoning won't stop with two men. It will reach everyone who stayed silent. So the real question remains, if 50 Cent has the tapes, the documents, the names, who's holding the gasoline? Because the fire has already started. And when it spreads, it doesn't just expose the truth. It burns everything.